It's been a minute since I've been making a YouTube video, but I wanted to help you guys. I know you guys are all grinding right now, getting ready for the new war update. I'm excited. I hope you guys are hyped for it. I typed it in my description, I hope, but if you guys ever want to join my clan or ever join when I'm live, just type your username in the chat and I'll be sure to add you to my friends list in case you guys ever want to, you know, run through some missions. But other than that, today we're going to be going over the top 10 primary weapons for your Warframe. Now, in Warframe's kind of unique, you know, you can make any weapon very strong, but there's those weapons that people would favor the most within the community. But yeah, with Warframe being, you know, a live service, the game would always change. So the weapons in this tier list would definitely move down or move up with time, but we never know. But right now, these are the top 10 I chose out for you guys. But hey, all the weapons are dope as fuck. I'm excited to get them, get my hands on them, and, you know, slay some Grineer or Corpus. But yeah, let's get started. The first weapon I wanted to talk about is the Probiscus Serenos. Now, the Probiscus Serenos is a bow, and it requires you to be mastery rank 15. It's basically the enhanced Mutalisk. Each arrow spawns a swarm of sticky appendages on impact. These tongue-like probes latch onto nearby enemies, and it pulls them into where you shot it from, like the center point. And then, you know, you can probably throw in your glaive at them and combine the Atamos or the Kuva Nucor to chain all the enemies being close to each other. But it's a nice combo weapon. I like it. Its main proc is viral and slash damage. The mods I recommend for it is Firestorm, which improves the blast radius of the explosion, as well as Caustic Shot, which reduces the stagger. You can get this from the market. All you have to do is just go look it up, and then you can buy it with credits. It costs 15,000 credits, one Mutalisk Serenos bow. So you do need the Mutalisk Serenos bow first before you get this weapon, and some other items. It has a 43% status chance as well as an increase in slash damage, so it's a very nice bow to just chop through enemies. The second weapon that I wanted to go over was the Kuva Czar. The Kuva Czar is basically a launcher, like a rocket launcher. It requires you to be mastery rank 15. But for Kuva weapons, if you have the Kuva mission and you gain the Kuva weapon, you don't need to be that mastery rank in order to use that weapon. Which is a cool bonus for Kuva weapons. But it's the Kuva variant of the Czar, and it just launches cannonballs. The main proc of this weapon is blast damage. I made a guide earlier on my channel on how to start Kuva missions, so you guys can definitely check that out on figuring out how to start up your Kuva mission to get the Kuva Czar. But it has a 25% critical chance, a 31% status chance, and in barrage mode it has an increase in the crit multiplier, so it's a very nice weapon to, you know, chow down enemies even on still path. The next weapon I wanted to go over was the Sedo. Now the Sedo is basically like a shotgun. It requires you to be mastery rank 8. Now this weapon, you shoot out glaives that ricochet off surfaces, and they burst with elemental damage. The damage increases with this weapon with every status effect on the enemy, so it will be a nice weapon to combo with your melees and your secondary weapons. You can inflict fire damage, electricity damage, or viral damage, and then just pull out the Sedo and get that damage boost. So it's a very nice weapon to take on. The main proc of this weapon is puncture. And the mods for this weapon that I would recommend would be multi-shot mods and even status mods to increase the status chance. The way you can get this weapon would be from Deimos. On Deimos, you speak to Father, and with standing from doing missions from Mother, you can purchase the Sedo blueprint. On the stats, it has a very high critical chance, 20% critical chance, so it's pretty good to get some high crit damage in with this weapon. Moving on to number 4. I would say it would be the Rubico Prime. The Rubico Prime is a sniper rifle. It requires you to be mastery rank 12. This is the prime variant of the Rubico, and it has one of the most highest stats with damage, critical chance, as well as your crit multiplier. The main proc for this weapon is impact. The mods I will recommend would be mods that would, increases critical chance as well as multi-shot, so you have more chances to get those high damage dealing bullets when you're sniping out there. The location to get this weapon is from Void Relics, so you'll just gather the relics that has the parts, and then you'll combine the weapon in your foundry, and bada bing bada boom. But this weapon is very nice, definitely favored for taking down Eidolon. I would recommend this for if you're interested in strengthening your Tenno, as well as getting some nice arcanes. The next weapon I wanted to go over is the Kuva Brauhma. Now this bow is very nice. I actually own this one. It's a bow. It requires you to be mastery rank 15, but since it's a Kuva weapon, you don't really need the mastery rank requirement. It's the Grineer bow that delivers vengeance in the form of cluster bombs. So this is a Grineer bow that has an arrow that when you shoot it explodes, and it has tinier bombs that sprouts out from it, and they also explode. So it's a nice AoE weapon that I would recommend. Its main proc is blast, and the mods that I would recommend for this weapon would be like multi-shot mods or high crit mods. The way to get this weapon, you would also have to do Kuva mission, or the Kuva Leech missions. It has 35% critical chance at starting point, 21% status chance, increase to blast damage, and the only bad thing about it is that it just has low ammo. So I would highly recommend you getting your hands on this type of bow. It is bussin'. The next weapon I wanted to go over is the Tenant Arca Plasmor. This weapon is fairly new. It came out with the Sisters of Parvos update. This weapon is a shotgun, requires you to be mastery rank 16, but I believe you don't need to care since it's like a Corpus Leash mission weapon. So I would definitely just want to be 16 just in case. But it's the Tenant variant of the Arca Plasmor, which is like a plasma shotgun. It's nice if you want to pair it with warframes like Mirage, so you have more chances of your bullets going out, dealing damage. Definite AoE weapon, but the main proc on this weapon is radiation. The mods I would recommend for it would be multi-shot mods, mods that increase damage as well as your status chance. It's a good status and crit weapon, so I would recommend it to anyone. You can get this from doing the Sisters of Parvos. I will have a guide explaining how to do the Sisters of Parvos mission, so you can get Tenant versions of weapons. I forgot to say, for Kuva and Tenant weapons, they are able to get to level 40. So most weapons cap at 30, but the thing that makes these weapons so strong is their ability to go up to even 40. The next weapon I want to talk about is the Exceltra. Now this is a rifle that requires you to be mastery rank 8 to have. It's Gauss's signature weapon. It's an auto rocket launcher that fires micro missiles. It reloads faster when you're running, but if you're using Gauss with this weapon, it reloads even faster than that. The main proc on this weapon is puncture and impact. The mods I would recommend for this would be mods that increase in multi-shot. You can use mods like Firestorm and even Cautious Shot. The way to get this weapon would be going to on Uranus, and it's a disruption mission. So make sure every time you kill those enemies that try to destroy your keys, you have a 1% chance of getting this. So it's going to take a while for you to get it, or it might take you, a couple minutes based on RNGs. But that's how you get this weapon. It has 32% critical chance, which is good, and a high crit multiplier. So this weapon is doing some crazy damage. The next weapon I want to go over is the Ignis Wrath. Now this is also a rifle, aka flamethrower, that requires you to be mastery rank 9. The Ignis Wrath is the Wrath variant of the Ignis. This flamethrower comes with better stats and destroys enemies like the Infested. The main proc of this weapon is heat damage. The mods I would recommend would definitely be Firestorm, mods like Molten Impact. You can also get mods that increase crit as well as status. The location you can get this from, you can ask for this on trade chat, because it was kind of locked behind an event. Asking for this weapon in trade chat would be my best bet, as well as Brocketeer. But the thing is, Brocketeer has a different loot every time he appears. So based off of rotations, you would have your luck with Brocketeer. but if you can't wait, I would try your luck with asking people on trade chat. The next weapon I want to talk about is the Tenant Envoy. This is a rocket launcher that requires you to be mastery rank 16. Again, just like the sisters and the Kuva, you might not have to be this level to use this weapon, probably just to use the Riven mods for this weapon. It's the Tenant variant of the Envoy, and it's a weapon that you can guide a rocket missile towards your enemies. It's pretty nice. I'm actually leveling up right now. The main proc on this weapon is cold damage. The mods I would recommend would be Firestorm to increase your blast radius, because it still is a bazooka, and I guess cold mods. The way you can get this weapon is from doing the Sisters of Parvos mission. So get a sister that has this weapon to spawn, and then you own this weapon. It has 28% crit chance, 24% status chance, and has both high impact and cold damage. So definite strong weapon for being in the top 10. The final weapon I wanted to talk about on this list is the Bubonico. Now this weapon is an arm cannon that requires you to be mastery rank 13. You can rain down a triple volley of explosive disease bladders. Then you can switch it up to a multi-shot barrage of toxic barbs. Like, this weapon is crazy. The main proc on it is slash and viral damage. The mods I would recommend would be mods that would increase crit chance, definitely status chance, as well as viral damage. The way you can get this weapon is you can actually research it in your dojo. If you don't have a dojo, you're more than welcome to join mine. Just type your username and I'll type your name, or send you an invite to my clan. But you can find this blueprint in the bio lab in your dojo, so it's fairly easy. Just gain the resources to build it and you're done. It has a 23% crit chance, but if you go to the burst mode, it goes up to 57% status chance, and it has a lot of viral damage. So this weapon is a monster, just like how it looks. But that's it for today. I just wanted to go over the top popular primary weapons that people would use in Warframe. You know, my list might be different than others, but this list always changed. In the end, I believe that every weapon in this game is amazing. It just depends on how you use the mods and what mission you're using it for. But thank you guys for your time and watching my video. If you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe. I like to upload daily videos, or I try to do daily. I try so hard, but I tried to upload and go live. I just be playing the bussin' games, Fortnite, Warframe. Yeah, I just be playing everything. I like Warframe mostly, but if you guys are already subscribed to my channel, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys be safe. I'll see you guys in my next live stream or my video. Yeah, see you guys later. Peace.